Here is ES. ES came into OTE perfectly, deeper inside of the breaker. NQ didn't tap the breaker, so I was like, okay, that is the SMT that I was waiting for. That is the confirmation that I was waiting for. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, my name is Lewis, and if you're watching this video, actually I'm not home. I am on a trip right now, so I couldn't get the weekly video up. I'm going to do a trade recap of the trade that I took today, May 22nd, 2025, on a Thursday. We're gonna go over everything that I was thinking about with this trade. Like I always say in all of my videos, thank you so much for giving me your time. I'm just a trader who's documenting his trading journey. I thank you and appreciate you for all the time that you've put into watching my videos. If you're new here, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who is also on their trading journey. Let me know down in the comments how your trading journey is going. Make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the description. Make sure you check out Trade Dash, and also make sure you check out Tektronix.com. Use my discount code LVFLIP for 10% off. But like I said, we'll be back to the regularly weekly videos next week. I'm not going to be here this weekend, so that's why I'm doing this. But let's head into this chart right away and look at the trade that I'm talking about. Here we are. This is the trade that I am talking about. It is a 6.56R. So for every dollar I risked, I made $6.56 basically. It was a 14-point stop, probably a little bit wider if I'm being honest. I think I had my stop below here, so it would have been a 2R, but as soon as it started to move up, I moved right below this low right there for 14.5R, and it was a $2,000 trade on my funded account. Really, it was 1,800, as you can see here, 1,800, because you know, got to get the clickbait. But we're gonna go over my thought process on this. It's gonna be very short. I'm not gonna make this video super long. Like I said, this is just a placeholder for the videos that I usually make, since I'm not gonna be here this weekend. But let's get into it right away. So the first thing I want to start on is the higher time frame. Let's go to the daily really quickly and look at what the daily is looking like. I know I have a lot of stuff here because usually for my weekly videos I leave everything in and then erase it at the end of the week, but I am going to hide this now. As you can see, we were still inside of this fair value gap. We've been bullish for quite a while now. We are extremely bullish. If we end up dropping anywhere, we'll probably drop inside this gap and then continue to move higher. I think we're targeting the all-time highs, so that's why I took a bullish trade today. But that's not the only reason why I took a bullish trade today, because as you'll see a little bit further in the video, I'll explain everything. But like I said, we were inside this daily fair value gap and we had just swept liquidity from yesterday here today on Thursday. So I was thinking, okay, what does the session liquidity look like? What does the lower time frame look like, so that I can align that with the higher time frame to really see what idea I could form out of this. But like I said, I think we're still bullish. I don't think we're bearish at all right now. There's some SMTs at the highs just because we hit a weekly fair value gap right here, so it's only right that we retrace a bit. We have a CISD here as well on the weekly, or an order block on the weekly, so I think we could retrace a little bit shorter, but overall I'm still bullish. Now that is on the daily. Now if you look on the hourly here, using my Asia session projections, we did come down to the -1 standard deviations, and I thought that was a perfect spot to retrace from. And honestly, like it played out. It was perfect because as you can see as well, we have, if I bring back my drawings, we have swept Wednesday liquidity here. So that's the Wednesday low I just said. We have swept London lows and Asia lows, leaving London highs as the target, as well as this very big fair value gap that has to be filled. We have this big 1 hour fair value gap, but I think this has to be filled because I'm still bullish. I'm not bearish at all. If we end up going down next week, I'll take shorts because I'm trying to just react to the market instead of wanting the market to do something. But overall, I think we're still bullish. Now I came into the morning and I looked at what was happening. I saw that today looked like a consolidation, manipulation, distribution type of day. You can see this London session is just straight up consolidation. This right here is the manipulation. I'll even change the color for you. This right here is the manipulation, and then obviously we have the distribution portion of that. I saw this as accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That is another reason why I was bullish. As you can see, the confluences keep on adding up. Already bullish because I'm bullish on the higher time frames, such as the monthly and the weekly. Maybe a little bearish short term on the weekly just because we just hit a weekly level, but at the same time, still on the monthly, I am bullish. I think we're heading for those all-time highs. We are inside a daily fair value gap. We just took liquidity of the previous day. We have an accumulation, manipulation, distribution type of day. We just swept London and Asia lows near the -1 standard deviation of Asia. Yeah, everything just keeps on piling up. And then I hopped on the 5-minute, and this is where the idea came from, right? As you can see, market open is right here at 9:30. When I came into the market, it was around 9:05 when I came in to just do my analysis before market open, and I noticed this. As you can see here, it's a clear breaker. This right here is a breaker block. This is a bullish breaker block with a low, high, lower, low, higher, high, and obviously they're gonna come in to the breaker to then send price higher. So that's what the idea came from. The idea came from the 5-minute, but the execution was on the 1-minute. minute. I also noticed that we had formed a small SMT at the lows down here. As you can see, if you pay attention to this number right here where the L is, which is for the low of this candle at 8:15 was 21,040.00, and the low over here was 21,040.00. Now if we bring up ES and take a look at that same low, that low at 8:15, the low for ES was 828.75, and obviously the low for the candle at 8:30 was 829.00. So I saw that as an SMT. More bullish confirmation. I'm like, okay, we're bullish. If we pay attention as well, when market was opening, we were already up here. Most people would have already gotten enticed into longs thinking, oh damn, I missed the trade, they're gonna start booming from now on. But in reality, I was like, I'm not gonna do this again. I did this yesterday where I saw the move explode and I wanted to enter. So instead of waiting for it to hit equilibrium of the current price leg, I entered and then they came lower, took me out, and then went in my direction. I'm not doing that again. I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait. So I planned my trade exactly how I'm explaining it to you guys. I saw this in real time. Another confluence that I noticed was, obviously, if you bring out the OTE, you can see we came down below equilibrium here on NQ, and on ES we came into OTE. So here's the NQ section, here is ES. ES came into OTE perfectly, deeper inside of the breaker. NQ didn't tap the breaker, so I was like, okay, that is the SMT that I was waiting for. That is the confirmation that I was waiting for. And then after that, I hopped on the 1 minute. Went on the 1 minute, and now I could delete all this. But you see how I'm adding all these things together and then forming the trade instead of just taking a trade when I feel like the market is gonna go. And that's something that I did a lot when I was starting out trading. It's just getting in when I felt like getting in instead of actually planning out the trade and trading the plan. It's very simple. Then I'm waiting, and I was going to enter like around here, but I was like, what if they come in one last time and soup inside of the breaker? You never know. So I just waited. I saw that they started to move up. A lot of people got FOMO here and then got in. I was like, no, let me just wait, and I'm gonna put the execution in the video as well, so you can see that this is a live execution. I'm not making anything up. The live execution is in the video. I saw these candles form. We came back down to this down close candle. Once they tapped this down close candle, I entered, and I initially had my stop loss like right here, which was about 24 points. I think it was actually, it was like this. And then I saw that they started to chop a little bit, and what I decided to do was just place my stop at this low. If they come down below here, I'll just take another entry, because at the same time, the idea is not wrong because they haven't tapped into the breaker. But a lot of things that happened to me when I first started trading was I would get in a trade like this, and I'll place my stop loss right below here, and they'll come in, tap me out, and then go. I was not going for that today. I was like, you know, if they come down here and take me out, yeah, I'll take a bigger loss, but F it. If they come down, I'll just re-enter on long off the breaker, and then after that, that's my last trade. If they take me out after that trade, I'm done for the day. As you can see, it played out the way it did, and I'm grateful and thankful for the fact that I was able to read. And I was targeting this high from London. Could have also targeted, like I said, that fair value gap, but I didn't want to be greedy. Another target could have been the positive 1 standard deviation of Asia session as liquidity. You know, I could have let it run, but I placed my target at the liquidity level and it hit. I can't be upset. I can't be mad. It is what it is. But that is the trade that I took today. Like I said, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, where you'll see my live executions every day at LewisVisuals_. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you leave it down in the comments. Join my Discord. The link is in the description. But like I said, I just want you guys to see my thought process when it comes to me taking a trade. The execution is right there, so you don't think that I'm lying. That is the end of the video. I hope to see you in the next video for sure. I have a very important, real topic to talk about. I hope you enjoy your weekend. If you're Dominican, happy Dominican Mother's Day on Sunday. Make sure you check out Trade Dash and Tektronix.com. And that's everything that I have to say. If you're looking to join my Discord, join the Discord down in the description. If you also want to get taught how to trade by me, hit the join premium, where you have the ability to join me in one-on-one mentorship. It's me and you, and I teach you how I view the markets. Or if you also want to be a part of the premium Discord, you could jump in here and have access to all of this. I'm currently working on the video for OTE as we speak. I recorded it this morning. I just got to get it done, and I'll probably get it done by the time this video is up. So if you're in the premium Discord, make sure you go and check it out. But that's everything that I had to talk about in this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.